Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Dub honors and salutations to the elders and apostles of great Mr. Ruel, and to the Akia around the four corners of the earth. Greetings, 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 shalom, 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 for preaching the word of Mashiach Yahweh Shai in sincerity and truth, intelligence of mind. It's Brahman DC Camp. And it's just so much in Babylon, man, and always remember the signs are there, and Babylon is going through the the pains, those birth pangs before the whole place falls apart. Okay, so you see on the screen, man, those folks over there on the West Coast in California, they don't want this so-called governor, man, Gavin Newsom, to be a part of their lives anymore, man. They're tired of these games and tricks, but they just don't really get it that the whole system is rigged, tightly to keep the people at the bottom, to keep up the people controlled, okay? And them fighting against the puppet, against the figurehead, is not really going to change much. All right, his job is just to push out the policy that the elites want him to enact. Okay, that's what the job of the governors of the states in over here in Babylon, man. In fact, around the whole world, man, the elites always tell these so-called, puppets, the so-called rulers, what to do, how to do it, and when to do it. So by them trying to recall him, it's not really gonna make a huge impact. And the Lord Hamashiach Yahushua has already said as this division is going to cause a lot of uproars of the people. Okay, and I'll just get a quick precept from the book of Matthew chapter 12 verse 25. And Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? Yeah, so the people are going to turn against the government, on a higher level very soon, man. All that you saw on, the first week of January, that's just an appetizer, because the Lord is going to stir up the minds of the people to turn against the so-called elected officials, and they're going to be exposing all type of corruption, So the scepter of Babylon is being lifted up. So the Lord Yahushua also said he also beheld Satan fall as lightning. And let me read that precept real quick, man, because the end of Babylon is coming, is coming quick. And this is what Yahushua said in the book of Luke chapter 10, verse 18. Okay. So, let me start from verse 16. Luke chapter 10, verse 16. He that heareth you heareth me, and he that despiseth you despiseth me, and he that despiseth me despiseth him that sent me. All right. So when you're preaching this gospel, those that come against it, you already know what their fate is. You already know where they stand when it comes to the judgment of the Lord. Okay. And verse 17 says, and the 70 returned again with joy, saying, Lord, even the devils are subject unto us through thy name. So remember, serving the Lord is a powerful thing. And the power you get serving the Lord is beautiful, man. It shows you how righteous he is, and how much integrity, he's willing to bestow upon you as per your obedience unto him. Okay. And then it says in verse 18, and he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning falling from heaven. All right. So the downfall of Babylon is coming quickly, man. So when the man of the Lord are out there on the highways and byways preaching this gospel, always remember, man, the Most High is building you up to that stage where you're gonna have power and dominion over these demonic vibes, man, in Babylon. And you're also a part of the process of tearing this place apart, okay, on a spiritual level. And these folks are also doing their part on the physical level by pushing for their recalls and going out there and protesting, with their placards and honking their horns and sending letters to their so-called elected officials that they are tired of their shenanigans, that it's time for them to resign and keep it moving. All right. So it's getting clearer and clearer and clearer. So let me play this clip real quick, and you see the grievances they listed.
From his policies on homelessness, poverty, and unemployment to criminal justice reform, a group of Californians who want to recall Governor Gavin Newsom say there are a lot of reasons to kick him out, but the way he handled the pandemic was the straw that broke the camel's back.
The randomness of the closures, the instability of the decisions that he was making, and the change in the metrics that would dictate closures. Nobody knew what to expect, and they got to a point where they couldn't believe him.
Ann Dunsmore is the campaign manager for the group Rescue California, working to recall Newsom. She says they've got more than 2 million signatures to make it happen. Today's the deadline to submit those, and if officials can verify them, there will be a recall election to vote on whether Newsom stays or goes.
The first piece asks people whether or not to retain Gavin Newsom, and the second
you see, when you have this so-called recalls, man, whose faces do you see? It's always the Edomites, man. How are you gonna see, Jake or the other heathens of the different nations leading the recalls, man? It's always just Edomites, man. They're always at the forefront of all these petitions, for recalls. So it just proves to you that Esau's kingdom, is on the brink of collapse, and they have to do certain things quickly to try to control the people, but it's not going to go as they plan, because the Lord is going to turn their plans upside down. Okay, so their plan, the plans of the elites to force World War III, it's not going to go in their favor, and that's the reason why it's necessary that you keep an eye on that on what these Edomites are doing, man, to make sure that you're aware of it.
piece will then ask which of the list of candidates that will be presented on the other side of the ballot do you prefer?
Harvard University political science professor Bruce Kane says there's a good chance this will make it on the ballot, but that doesn't...
You see, what's his name? Bruce Kane. Yeah, so it's about time, man, that the Lord, brings down Babylon. So all the drama that all these so-called policy enforcers like to turn against the people, the Lord Hamashiach Yahushai is going to let us see how it's going to pan out, okay? So that's just the point that I came, I don't want to prolong this lesson. So, hey, you're going to see more recalls, man. It's not just California. You got one in, in Michigan against the governor there, too. So it's going to, be a lot of tensions boiling very soon, on the streets of Babylon. Shalom.